Yo, what is up, chat? What is up? What is up? Okay, so I am less tired today because I had a nice slow morning. I read a bit. I watched a few videos on YouTube and made some coffee. Now we're having chai. Chai mentioned, by the way. And you know, yeah. So we're gonna continue with the ECS thing in this stream, and it's gonna be like more coding focused. Like I'm actually gonna like kind of make some progress with it. So before that, while I kind of just get warmed up to everything. Just like let me clear out some stuff. Meanwhile, I have had yet another existential crisis. It's like a recurring theme at this point. But this is something that like I kind of did not know. But oh my god, what's up? So wait, let me just see if like what do I need? Okay, yeah. Do I have everything? Okay, yeah. Share screen. Okay, I hope my amazing. Okay, so this is not dude. Why does it not save it to the default layout? So it's okay. Anyway, so I was having yet another existential crisis again, and I was like, what's the point of life? Blah blah blah. And part of it is just like, after watching Attack on Titan, whenever I ask this question, what's the point of life? Why should people live and whatnot? Then like Irwin's speech comes in mind, and I'm like, okay, that part is sorted. I don't think like I'm going to forget Irwin's speech at all. But I was also like, we should probably like not like as a developer at work, even though I enjoy my work, at the end of the day, it's also just like doing, okay, I'll call some API, I'll show it at some place, I'll do some integrations here and there. Some of it is like interesting, some of it is okay, just do this, get it done, this is great. So when it's something new, that'll be like, okay, this is something new to learn, that'll be fun. But then when it's something I already know, depending on what it is, sometimes I'm like, oh, I know this, this is easy to implement. And if I don't know some, if I know it and I'm very bored with it, I'm like another thing like this. So I've just been thinking about all that. Like even DHH said this, that we're all crud monkeys end of the day. It's just a fancy way to do crud. So all that in mind, I was like, if everything is crud, we should probably look at contributing. This is in my head, okay. Considering you watch, like, again, a lot of this is coming from Attack on Titan, which is a bit stupid, but you take Levi, you take Eren, you take Irwin. These were all like supposedly humanities, like for them they were humanities best, line of defense, best commander, best soldier, best whatever Eren was. And you wonder if you can also be that. I don't know if anyone wonders that, but like it would be nice to have like everything, in the sense of you're really good at your work or whatever you deem to be your work. So if that's programming, then like you want to be really one of like an amazing programmer, and also have like a good personal life, because to go after just one thing completely and not neglect your personal life, I think is stupid. That's not a life worth living. But that also doesn't mean that you are like your personal life is there, but then you're not really putting an effort at the thing that you care about, like other than people. So anyway, that got me thinking, and I was like, since I've made that contribution to Grafana, which also is like a small refactor, it's like it's very fun to say that I have a PR in K6, but then it was also a small refactor. And even though there's a second refactor which is more complex that I still have to get to, that is there. But why not like kind of take it a step more? So turns out NASA has some open source projects, and I don't know how much, like if they have any 626 is a lot, but I don't know how many of you, like how many repos can we contribute to. But the fact that NASA has some open source code is kind of insane. And I think just personally, since I was a kid, I've been very like attracted towards space. uh, so I think like maybe just in my free time I'll kind of look into some of these projects and see if I can contribute to something, because like The fact that we have an organization that sends rockets to space, and the fact that they have some of the code public, for whatever tools they're using, and the fact that you can contribute to it, hopefully you can contribute to it, and like we live in a world like that, which is crazy, and I was also, the whole ISRO scientist thing that happened recently, resignation. I actually don't know why they resigned. I think I was talking to my parents yesterday, and basically, like, this is a topic that came up of, oh, yeah, over 100 experienced scientists resigned, brain drain, whatnot, this and that. But I don't know why they resigned. Higher pay, better opportunity, more recognition. Now, again, this probably true, but this is also just a headline, so I'm taking it with a pinch of salt. Point is, if, like, let's say this is true, this is so insane. And after this, I think it was harder for the existing scientists to resign, which, what logic is that? It's, I mean, one is, solving the source of the problem, one is solving the symptom of a problem, and then one is just not, like, making the problem worse, you know? So it feels like this is making the problem worse when you're making it harder for existing scientists to resign, because who are you to take away that choice from them? And if you want them to stay, pay them better, considering you're the only organization that is government backed, or like that is part of the government. I think it's part of the government, I think. But at least you're the first one in India to, like, as an organization, to send something to space. You should have more revenue to give to your employees, so that they are happy. Now, if they don't have that much and this and that, that's probably, you should probably give more revenue to ISRO so that they can pay their employees better. But there's also, like, a lot of private businesses coming up in space tech, and I think that's great. So there's a lot happening basically in space. you know and point is, like, the fact that there's so many repos. I don't know how many of them are still in there. There is also, I found out, there is this thing, code.nasa.government, which I'm not sure how up to date this is, because I went through, like, the first three projects and I think they were, like, discontinued. But this is something that is there, and I think you have to, like, request. Like, if I go here, I think it's like you have to request it. Oh no, you can't. You don't have to. Wait, what? Am I stupid? Yeah, software.nasa.gov, and oh, you can just download it. Interesting. I thought some of it, like, you had to request. I'm pretty sure you do. Am I? Did I just skip that? Am I stupid? Is that the issue? Probably. Oh, remove from catalog due to inactivity and lack of maintenance. Yeah. Well, I think there was something you did request. I don't remember which one. Maybe this one. I don't know. Something. So, oh, page not found, bro. Point is, all of this exists out there. So, you know, good to know. I think it's good to know. There is also something called citizen scientist. I'm talking about this on stream because I don't want to forget this later. So I think, like, if I ever do look back on the stream, it's something that, like, reminds me. Citizen scientist, I think, is a thing. NASA. Yeah, citizen science projects. So basically, like, all of these things are something you can take up as someone who's just living on Earth, and, like, work on this, and, whatever. Either do things yourself or, like, give something to NASA. And there are people who are citizen scientists who have, like, something published with their names on it. So it's not that they work on NASA; they're just normal citizens, and they were like, hey, you know what? I think we should do something for space. They took something up, worked on it, and then they had something published, where they were actually, like, recognized for their effort. So this is also something that's there. Yeah, 46 science projects below open to everyone, no citizenship required. Though these projects, sometimes called citizen science or participatory science projects, uh, projects, volunteers, and amateurs have helped me thousands of important scientific discoveries, join NASA researchers, and this and that. So I think the fact that this exists is great. You know, yeah, and I had no idea about this. I was just like, very randomly, I'm talking to no one right now, but that's okay. Randomly, I was just like, that you can do more, and not in, like, a way where you're dissatisfied with your life, or maybe you are, and I'm just kind of ignoring it. But, like, even when everything is, like, you can be happy, but also, like, Like, does happiness equal to meaning? I don't think so. And if you have meaning in your life, you like willingly are okay with taking on suffering in pursuit of that meaning. You know what I mean? I don't know where this is going. So, point is like NASA has open source code bases. I think that's the takeaway we can take from it. So, anyway, yeah, I want to put on some songs. Also, oh, by the way, okay, I was reading this book about basically like how you can live well and whatnot. So, turns out the whole process of like aging and the whole science of aging, there's nothing like proven or like nothing concrete. There is like it's all a theory, and there's mainly two theories. One is a damage theory and a program theory. But the fact that like we know that okay something happens in the body, like this is what is happening, but like what is the root cause of it? There is like we don't know for sure. Like we have some rough idea, but we don't know for sure, which is crazy. So anyway, I'm gonna have some rusk. Good rusk, man. Oh, brother. Oh my god. I'm typing with a cup in between, so excuse me. Also, I know Ghosi has tabs. I just like using Tmux. And I think, okay, this is the thing I don't like with tabs. Let's say you open a tab. Let's say exit Ghosi, Tmux. I don't like this coming up over here. It takes too much space for me, for my liking. So I don't like that. Like, I like the full screen terminal, right? So Tmux just kind of helps with that, brother. So that's up. Okay, one more rusk, a little bit of chai, and then we start programming. I also wonder, I want to probably get into mixing physics and programming. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but like either like I want to explore more of audio video engineering and like audio video programming, and also like kind of get back my thing of physics and mix programming with physics. I don't know what or why exactly, but like I do know that I want to do that. So, you know, okay, I was also checking out open code. Not bad. I like end up getting an API key and put that in open code. Pretty good. I think I like open code's UX way more than Cloud Code or like just any other thing. Very simple. You have all this. You can do like all that. I think skills are there. Yeah. So I like this. I started kind of and this agent thing. Um, coordinate. Yeah. So this thing. I've in the last team I talked about like a scoped agent, right, for a specific library. So I've started making that for work as like a thing. I still have to like set up the models and do the API calls, but that is something that like I have started. So I'm excited about that. And oh, I also came across George Hortz, and I was watching one of his like the most random stream about him just kind of thinking out loud and like where he wants to head with Tiny Grad. And I was like, okay, why did I not know of him before? So it was pretty interesting to just like look at his stream, see his thought process, and like he's asking very nice questions about just stuff in general, and like his resources are a lot of it is economics based. I think like he's probably studied a lot of economics just by himself probably, but watching his thing, I was like, shit, I don't know a lot about economics, which I should be knowing, I think, or just like stuff which like the world runs on, which don't really have an idea on, but I should have an idea on, so I need to read more about that. So that's something I should get into. But open for very good, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna put on some nice music, which I like, of course. I want like yes, some songs you can just program to. Okay, just I think I need to give myself a recap. Yeah, we basically made an entity manager which has all of this. A signature, basically, what was a signature? It was like a bitmap or something, right? Which tells you that which entity has what all components attached to it, or something like that. Was it not that? Entity name, set signature. I think I wrote the meaning of it somewhere. Yeah, see, this will be the form of a bit set, where the max length is max component. It will be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0. Yeah, I think this is like to show which component is like over here. If an entity has positions but not scale or not rotation, it would be 1, 0, 0. If it has only scale, it would be that, and if it has only rotation, that, and it was position scale but not rotation like this. I think it was that, basically showing like which component is attached to the entity. I think it was that. And you know how we can cross check? We can just go here. Yeah. Also, I hope I'm like in the screen ratio. Yeah, I'm there. Okay. I'll put this closer. Since an entity is simply an ID, we need a way to track which components an entity. Yeah, bro, I remember. Oh my god. And we also need a way to track which components a system cares about. Ah, okay, yeah. I chose the very simple approach of using a bit set equivalent to a bit field, which is called a signature. Each component type has a unique ID, which is used to represent a bit in signature. If transform has type 0, rigid body has type 1, and gravity has type 2, an entity that has those three components would have a signature of 0B111, with 0, 1, and 2 are set. Oh, the bits are set. Okay. So not exactly transform over here with that thing. It would be transform is one component, rigid body is one component, gravity is one component. A system would also register its interest in certain components as another signature. Then it's a simple bit. Right? Okay. I also need to shave, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Hmm. It has no holes if an entity is just an index to an array of components. If an entity is just an index to an array of components, okay, that means that basically if I have a components array, um, then that means my components of index is equal to some component. This means that this index that I have, it will represent the entity. Like this entity will have this component or components attached to it, basically. If an entity is just an index into an array of components, then it will be simple to grab the relevant component for an entity. But what happens when an entity is destroyed? That index into the array is no longer valid. Correct. Hmm. Correct. The component data it had still exists in the arrays. If a system were to then try to iterate over the array, it would encounter stale data with no entity attached. For this reason, this keeps the array packed with valid data all times. Wasn't this also one of the reasons why ECS is better than inheritance? Uh, yeah. Hmm. I think the rough idea was that there will be two maps, mapping from entity IDs to array indexes. When accessing the array, you use the entity ID to look up the actual array index. Then, when the entity is destroyed, you take the last valid element into the array and move it into the deleted entity spot and update the map so that the entity ID now points to the correct position. There is also a map from the array index to the entity ID so that when moving the last element, you know which entity was using the index and can update its map. Okay. Let me demonstrate the process visually because it might try to make the code more understandable and still keep it in picture form. Let's assume that the max entity is set to 5. Entity index, this is a map, this is a map, and this is the array. You have A, 0 is to 0, 0 is to 0. You have B, 0 is to 0, 1 is to 1, 0 is to 0, 1 is to 1. You have C, 0 0 1 1 2 2. Same with here. Now, oh, D also. Okay. 0 is to 3. Everything is packed into memory, but then we delete the value B at from entity 1. To keep it packed, we move the last element D into the spot occupied by B and update the maps. So that means 0 is to 0, 1 is to 3, 2 is to 3, or 2 is to 2, or 0, right? Okay, okay. And then this will become, yeah, there should be a 1 is to 3 over here then. Okay. We then delete the value D. Okay, then this is 2, right? So 1 is to 2 and 2 is to 1 for this, and this remains 0 is to 0. 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay. We add entity 4. So this becomes ACE becomes 0 is to 0, 2 is to 1, 2 is to 4. 4 is to 2, yeah. Okay. 2 is to 4 is here. Voila, components removed and added while dynamically while maintaining density. Okay, now we have a component array. Class entity manager, export class, component array. Okay. Wait, what is happening? There is one virtual inter. Oh, what? Is this implementing this interface? Hmm. Yeah, I don't think I need to do anything like that. I mean, it's TypeScript, right? M component array. I forgot what it M mean. Oh, M like just like how many, right? Number. So M component array, which is T to max entities. Okay, I'll just copy this probably. M component arrays. I'm guessing this will be the actual like component. Isn't that what it is? Q signature. Okay, how are we handling signature? Just like signature. I think we should have a component over here. Oh, we'll see. We'll figure it out. Entity to. Okay. Okay. Entity to index map, which will be a record of entity is an ID. So entity ID, I believe I should have that of entity to number, and this should be index to entity map. Yep. So this will be reverse number over here and entity over here. Also, technically, you could do like new map or new week map. I think both are okay. Actually, what? Maybe let's do that. Map of entity to number. Let's try. I've not really used a map much in JavaScript. I don't know why, but let's see. Map. Yes, I have to get this. Okay, anyway. Size is M size. Right, M size, which should be number. Yeah, I guess we'll start with 0. Okay, so we have component array. There is no constructor for this, right? Is there? What does default mean? Does that mean like this is the array? I'm guessing this is the array. Okay. If we really want, by the way, we can technically make an interface, but entity destroyed. I don't know why I'm like exporting all of this. Where I'm exporting it to. So that's funny. Yeah. Insert data. Okay, so we have insert data, which is taking the entity. Whoops. I forgot this is not Golang. And then T, which is the component. Okay. Is that not the component type? I'm a little confused. Let's put this as component type for now. I don't think it's accurate, but we'll like fix it later if required. Oh, sorry. Component type. Does this return anything? No. Then we have remove data. Oh man. Entity, which removes the data for this entity basically, right? And then we have get mention, get data for that entity. Yep. Entity, and this should return component type. Okay. Entity destroyed mention. Entity destroyed. Brother. Uh-huh. Okay. Let's start with the simplest one, which is this one. A search. Do we have it? I remember making an assert. Yeah. M entity index.find is not equal to. I'm just gonna decrease chart size a bit. Is that a method or not? M entity to dot find dot. I think it's a dot get entity is not equal to index. Wait, what? Oh, last. Which is the last one? Oh, with last element in a map. Okay, wait. We're gonna spin up open code for questions. Let me just decrease this a bit. Uh, in this, if I created a map in TypeScript with new map, then what's the equivalent method equivalent? Did I find this key? Returns an iterator. If the key isn't found, it returns the sentinel iterator dot end one past the last element. So the idiom is, hey, okay, find this entity. If it finds it, I'm guessing it will return it. If the entity that I got is not equal to the end, C++ are general purpose way to reference a position in the container. There's no null undefined for iterators. Dot end is the nothing. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So it would become, yeah, if it has entity or not. Retrieving non-existent guarded. Okay. So I can just do in dot has entity and what is the message? Okay. Nice. Return m component array of m entity to index map of entity. Is that not what it's returning? Has any type. Which one has any type? As number one GB was it? Oh, VD, na view diagnostics. Number undefined. Wait, what's map number to number? I never did map number to number. What? Key as entity. If I remove that. No, but entity is already entity. Why am I even doing that? Number undefined is not. Did you mean to call get? Oh, yes, sir. My bad. Oh, okay. Oh, but yeah, as component type or not as component type. Sorry, as a number. Yeah, this would be as number, right? Should it not be as number? Type number undefined is not assignable to type number. And if I remove this, type undefined cannot be used as an index type. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. No, key like it is there. What is undefined? Oh, yeah, there you go. The reason I'm doing this over here is because we're already checking if it is there or not. And if it is there, it means like you can just get it. And then if it is there, you can also return this as like a lot of type stuff, which whatever. So get data is done. What is happening over here? If uh, entity dot has entity, whoa, then that means this dot remove data, which is entity. Nice. Okay. So get data is done. And entity destroyed is done. Okay. Let's do remove data. Yeah, this thing basically. The entity has to exist for us to delete it, and this is index of removed entity. Const index of removed entity is equal to m entity to index map dot get entity or dot index. Do we have a dot index dot returns a specified element from the map object if the value is returns the element associated with the specified key. Oh, we're on the index. Oh yeah, yeah, this is the index, right? Yeah, of course. I'm getting back the index from here, which is the number. Okay. Index of last element. Index of last element, which is m size minus one. Okay, correct. I would assume so, which is m size minus one. M component array. Wow. Okay, bro. Of index of removed entity is equal to what? Yeah, what? Where? What type number? I'm a little bit confused. Why does that matter? Like, I would assume this might give it, so I would be like, hey, this should be enough. Okay, copy. Okay, now what's happening over here? Index of removed entity. We're saying that hey, this entity is removed, so like get the index of that. Get the index of the last element. And we're saying that removed entity is now equal to the last one. Okay, okay, okay. Update map to point to moved spot. Entity of last element, which is const entity of last element, which should be of type entity, is equal to this is index to entity map. Yes. Dot index of entity of last element, which should be yeah index of last element. Are you sure? Oh yeah, because this still hasn't changed. Yeah. Because it's index to entity map, right? So we're saying that because this hasn't changed, that index is okay. Entity to brothers. What is happening? Uh, M entity, dude. My back. I don't know what's happening. M entity to index map dot get entity of last element is equal to index of removed entity. Entity to index map dot get should now be the index of the removed entity. Why? That doesn't make sense. And this is opposite. Index to entity map of entity of removed, sorry, index of removed element here is equal to entity of. Okay, what is happening here and why are you crying? The left hand side. Oh, my bad. Yeah, because we're changing the thing, right? The last element. Okay, what is happening? We're updating the map, but why that? Entity of last element, which is something we got over here, saying that, hey, in this original map, this is the entity of the last element, right? Entity to index map. We're saying that the removed element index, so 2, now gets mapped to the entity of the last element. Okay, correct. Index to entity map, we're saying that, okay, now the. But don't we need to delete this? Oh, we're swapping it and deleting it. Okay. And we're saying that, whoa, brother, dot delete index of last element and entity to index map dot delete the entity. Okay. Yeah, because that's the one we're deleting. Okay. And then minus minus size. Uh, minus minus. Okay, not bad. I think I got the gist of it. So now this would also be this thing. I think this would be length, right? Yeah, this is basically okay. Component added to same entity more than once. Component added to same entity more than once. Yeah, correct. We're saying that hey, if this already has it, component added to that is more than once. Okay, we'll just confirm this is same as this. I think that makes sense. Okay, meanwhile, that's confirming new index, const new index, m size, entity to index map. Whoa, m entity. See, this is why I don't like. I don't know why that happens. M over here is there. Dot set. Set what? Entity to new index, and now we'll update the index to entity map, saying that hey, new index should map to this entity. Am I correct? Oh no no no, brother. Yeah yeah yeah. And then this m component arrays index should be the component, and then this dot m size plus plus. Okay, not bad. Oh, not quite. There's a logical inversion. Let's compare carefully. Means not found. So this asserts is oh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is the not throw condition, right? So if it doesn't have it, then allow it. If it has it, then throw it. Okay. Thanks, Lord. I think we're done. Does have a performance penalty? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's also fine. I don't really care about that. We have a component manager next. Now we can implement the component manager, which is oh, and the reason we have an array of component types is because one entity can have multiple components. So every entity will be mapped to a component array. I think that's the case. Whoa. Okay. Now we can implement the component manager, which is in charge of taking care of all the different component arrays when a component needs to be added or removed. As mentioned earlier, we need to have a unique ID for every type of component so it can have a bit in the signature. To accomplish that without pain, I have the component manager have a component type. Let's go. Variable that increments by one with every component type that is registered. I've seen implementations that don't require any sort of register component functionality, but I found it to be the simplest method. The downside is that anytime you add a new type of component to your game and want to use it, you will first need to call the register component. Okay. Convenient way that the function return is a pointer to blah blah blah. That pointer is just an integer can be used as unique key into the. Huh. So this is not component type. Does that mean a component is just a number? What? Little bit confused. Yeah, entity is just an ID. Component type will have a number. Signature is a string. That's fine. And we're treating okay. Like transform should basically be a component, right? And that component will have a type. Little bit confused. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, we'll roll with it. Also, we're at the halfway of the blog, I think. Like once coordinator. Let's go. Huh. Oh, demo. Oh, after component is just system. Nice. Yeah, we'll figure it out. The same key is also used as a unique. Okay, okay, okay. I think this is one of those things where you start coding and understand later. So that's what we're gonna do. Registered component mention. Registered component, which takes in what? Nothing. Okay. Let's write the methods first. Component type, get component type, add component to which entity, and see that's what I'm saying. What does team mean? Component. Um, is it like yo? Are we doing generics? Yo. Are we doing generics? Is that what's happening? Yeah. See, this is what I'm saying. Again, I'm a little bit confused. Is T over here a generic? How would this roughly map to TypeScript? Yeah, because like you don't know the thing, right? So let's see. I also have Pi installed by the way, and I also tried to install AMP. I do have AMP installed, but I don't think you can set your own key. I think AMP is like a separate thing in itself. So, how much time have you been streaming? I think we made good progress. Or almost an hour. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think let's change the music. Hmm. Okay. Did it respond? Yes, these are generate type parameter exactly analogous to TypeScript generics. So is my implementation correct under index.ts? Yeah, I think it should be correct then. I mean, if it's gonna say no, then we're just gonna ignore it because like then I want to make the mistake to then learn from it. You know, why is it reading that? Why are you are solid translations, but there's one real bug in component array? Oh yeah, yeah, that's fine. Oh yeah, this should return T, not component. Wait, what should return T and not component? Anyway, So does every component get a component manager? Is that the case? Because then now it's making sense. Dude, I love this song. By the way, I should probably put on some song for this also. We should. Okay, I think we're good to go. Probably have some water also. Dude. I would recommend like a few drops. Is that why it's called a drop? Because it drops. Crazy dude. So I'm checking something. Remove component where we only have the entity. Get component. I'm gonna sneeze. I think I'm gonna sneeze. Okay, I didn't sneeze. But my nose is itchy. Brother. Oh, okay, yeah. Let me guess, this calls the. Yeah, I'm 100% sure. Yeah, see, component.entity destroyed. Hey, let's go. We have a map of component types. Hey, I think I'm liking how this is coming out. I think I'm understanding stuff a little bit. You know. We have component types, which is supposed to be a map of character, which is string, I believe. Yeah, string pointed to a component type. New map. And component arrays. Component arrays. What? Shared pointer. Oh, my bad, bro. Next component type. Component type. Convenience function to get statistically casted pointer to the component array of type T, which is get component array. Oh, so this is like a private method, right? Get component array, which should return the component array of type T, I believe. Is it okay if I just do that? No, it's not okay. Is it not okay, mister? I think it's okay. Const type name type id t dot name, which is t, I believe. Okay, I'm a little bit confused about that part. Okay. What am I asserting? Component not registered before use. Return. Okay, I'm just gonna keep this commented out for now. We'll see. We'll see. Let's start implementing the logic and then we'll see. Register component. Yeah, see this part. I don't get the. What does that even mean? Type id t dot name. Like, does that mean name exists on the component by default? Not sure. I am not sure. Ow. Okay. Okay. Let's think about this. Dude, also, I wish Daksh was here. You know, I think he would enjoy this. Why? Where are we getting type name from? How is that even a thing? Is that an eyelash, brother? Ah. Notify each component array that an entity has been destroyed. If it has the component, it will remove it. But won't they throw an error if it doesn't have it? Huh? And what is pair over here? Okay. I don't know, for I don't know, const pair of component array. What is pair dot second? Yeah, pair itself will be. What will pair be? String to. Oh. Oh. This is the this is the map. I think it's that. I think it's that. Oh, it's not that. Okay. Did I just do it? I mean, forget about it. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes much more sense. Not bad at all. Yeah, because you want all the component arrays, and then you want like, hey, by the way, yeah, yeah. Like a longer way to do this is like 2 for loops, I think, because I think this is technically what it's doing. You know, like, hey, get that, get this. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Basically, you want to tell every component that, hey, notify each component array that an entity has been destroyed. So is this not a component array? It is a component array, yeah. So shouldn't it technically be component array? Okay, it's fine, whatever. Oh my god, Tulip, what is up? What is up? Got it? I'm so glad you got it. Get component array. Oh, is this the get data thing over here? Oh, Nothing was working. Let's go. Co-work session, dude. Oh, brother, I do not like this. I'm a bit stupid for this, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Oh, no, no, no. Get component array. This should get me this thing. This is how it should look like. But get component array of what? Get a reference to the component array. Yeah, this thing over here, right? Whoa. Uh, what is this doing? Yeah, see that type name thing. I don't get it. How am I supposed to find the type name? You know? Oh, all of them are using this. Okay, I have to make this. Okay, let's not be an idiot. Come on. Remove data. Insert data. Well, get component array, and then there is get component type. I can, oh dude, I can whistle to like song के tunes. अभी मैं गाने के उस पे कर रहा हूँ. So amazing song by the way. It's like funk, but like not the, no, it's not funk actually. I don't know what this is called. Is this called funk? Montagem Curo. Montagem Curo. I don't know. It's like a slowed version of it. Very nice. Nice. Assuming you're making this for a game, it is needlessly complex for no reason. I'm not making this for a game. I'm just making it. This blog post is like is supposed to be making a simple entity component system. So I'm not making this for a game. I'm just making this to understand ECS better because I kind of have no idea about it. So this is like me just dabbling in it to get an idea of it. Good move to, bruh. I listen, but not, nah, bro. I'm an arts user, woman art. So yeah. Anyway, also this is like in type. This blog post is in C++ and this I'm making it in TypeScript because why not? So there's a lot of things like to worry about which is complex for no reason, but the point is to understand. So I'm good with it. I'm also not sure how to make the like this thing, to be honest. But wait, I will make this one. Again, I'm not sure how will we get type name in this thing. Let's say we have a type name for now, XYZ. We're asserting what exactly? If it has it, right? What has it? Component types. Component types dot has what the entity? Oh, it has the type name. If it has a type name, don't do it, and if it doesn't, then component not registered before use. Yeah, makes sense. Return M component types, type name. I question the merit of ECS more than this specific implementation. If you have a use case in mind, I can offer some insight as a game/tool stack. Oh, dude, please do. So I'll tell you like why I'm doing ECS in general is because at work we have. So I don't work at a game dev company, but it's more of into industrial automation, and one of the aspects that we're doing is to model a plant like making a digital twin of an existing plant that is there. So it's like a very, I'm assuming it's like a very specific niche of game development, because in game development also we're modeling the real world. So we're doing the same thing attuned to a industrial automation use case. So the architecture we went for that is ECS, and it's handled by another team. But like I'm someone who has to interact with that data and make changes to it in a specific account. So I want to understand ECS better to be able to understand how to interact with that data better. So that's why I'm going through this. If you have any like resources I can go through which will help me understand it better, then please feel free to drop it in the chat. Also, your game and tool stuff. Let's go, dude. See this thing again. Type name. Like I need to understand how to like. Why is it giving me a number? This should not give me a number. Should it give me a number? Oh yeah. As component type. Component type is a number, brother. My bad. To do figure out how to get the right type name here. Yeah, we'll figure that part out. Meanwhile, we should, you know, what would be funny? this is gonna, this is gonna be so stupid. Wait a second. New component array, and just return this for no reason. This is so stupid. Oh, that didn't work. Oh shit. Oh no, of course this is a private method. What am I doing? Hey, it works. It'll compile. Oh wait, what? Oh. Oh wait. What? Where is my component array? Am I not returning the right data? Oh, I'm not returning the right data, brother. What is wrong with me? ASCII, thank you very much. Actually, if I don't do T, oh, I didn't need to do it. Yeah, now I think we're good to go. Function whose type, what is happening? A function whose declared is neither nor any must return a value. Oh, my bad. Dude, stupid mistake. Smallest things. Oh, okay. So it's something you're not building, but a constraint put forward by the company. I personally do last structs with flags. So a struct holds all potential data fields and flag turn components on or off. Oh. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of context also. Basically, like we're rolling out our new platform from the previous platform, and the data model, like the way the data is modeled in V1 versus V2, is like fundamentally different. So I just better want to understand the data model for V2, and turns out ECS is what was chosen by the team that handles that specific service, I guess. So I don't know how they're doing it internally, but like if I can get a general idea of what ECS is, then like I think I can interact with that data better. Also, wait. So a struct holds potential data fields and flags turn components on or off. How would that even look like? Oh, is it going to be? Correct me if I'm wrong, which I couldn't be wrong. Yes. I don't know. XYZ, whatever. So something like you have all your components, which would be a component array. I don't have a component type, but okay. And then like, I don't know, whitelist or just flags. I just call it flags. It would be a list of flags or like a map of, okay, which flag should be allowed for which component. Something like this. I think this is like, I can feel this is wrong. So please correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Why am I not using this thing? What? Oh, is this being used here? M component type. It is not being used. Why do you even have that? What? Components don't generally have their own type, but you just store data in the flags which you bitmask over. Oh yeah, they've used a signature over here for that same thing. Where is it? Yeah. So, but I think this is basically caring about. Oh yeah, it is. It's somewhat like a feature flag thing, or not a feature flag, but like a flag implementation of it. So that does exist over here. So game example would be this: a health component would include data fields, okay, which will be used only if a flag is set to true. A health component would include data fields, which will those data. Okay, so like, can you expand on that more? Like, what fields can a health component have other than like when you say health component, the only thing that comes to my mind is the number, like out of like 100 health would be there. If the person is being shot, that would decrease to like for example max HP and current HP. Oh, okay. And then based on the flags you would like see which field to a health component would include data fields which will be used only if a flag is set to true. Now the data will be used only if the flag is set. So when you say data will be used in the sense that the field will be used or like the component itself, you turn on a feature. What doing, bro? Where I'm implementing this blog to better understand ECS for myself, or like just get an introduction to ECS. So where did I? Yeah, this thing. Also, yeah, I need to get like the type name. I'm not sure how to do that. But correct me if I'm wrong. Like, if you do this, like, wouldn't this include way too many? Like, if it's a large struct, then isn't there going to be a lot of if conditions, or like you put some sort of assert over there where you're like, okay, if this field is activated, then only use this. Otherwise, they continue with the rest of the logic that is there. The field, you just need to make sure you check the relevant flag, then implement the use case. Ah, okay. Interesting. What like obviously I don't think you're working with TypeScript, for your game dev. What stack do you usually use, and what kind of games do you develop? I know this like are you an indie dev, or do you work at some double A, triple A company? You switch over if you need. It will generally compile down to a lookup table. Oh, okay, interesting. Also, this is like context. I have zero idea about game development, so this is very interesting to me because I don't know about any of this. Oh, you have a chess-based game. Oh, dude, let's go. I love chess. Do you play chess? Like, what's your elo? Man, also RPGs. Dude, YouTube is like very weird. I don't know. The thing with YouTube, if you look at click on someone. Oh, did they remove it? Oh, not bad. Oh no, there it is. Yeah. If you click on it, then like, is it delaying? Okay, I know what's happening. Anyway, uh, so are you an indie game dev, or I mean, drop the name and drop the links to it. Like, if it's on Steam, then I have way too many gamer friends who would probably love to play what you made. So now, a little bit confused about this. What I don't know what type ID is doing over here exactly, but okay. I'm also not sure where is the next component type being used over here. Um, Oh, there it is being used. Okay, idiot. Register component. Oh, I just didn't make this. Again, the type. I'll just copy this part for now because I'm not sure what's happening there. Uh, yeah. Component arrays dot insert, which is the okay. If it has the thing, then like give me the message. Give me the message, dude. Brother, what am I doing? Yep. Okay. I don't need all that. I also don't need all. Maybe I do need this. I'm saying if M component types has, what does it have? The type name? Yes. Okay. And then I'm saying that components insert. Whoa. I'm getting this would be like set, right, for me. So it's a map of string to number. Where did it go? So I'm guessing it would be the type name to what's my index. Oh, interesting. Okay. You're saying that in the component manager, it has all these component types, and then okay, got it. Component arrays, type name, and this would be a component array. Oh, it's just a new one and added to the component arrays map. Yeah, I'm guessing it's just a new component array key of this thing. Okay, I think this is right. Yeah, we'll find out. And then M component, next component type. Whoa, plus. My style. Honestly, I think you can just put 0 over here to start with. Yeah, that should be good. Now I have to figure out the type name thing. Okay, I'll do that later. What's the time? Okay, it's been a while. Yeah. Okay. I think I might have to go. Whoa! 5 people are watching. That's crazy. 6. Damn, peak stream, dude. Okay, I do have to close the stream. It's almost 1.5 hours. I have some work to do. But hey, thank you everyone for joining. I think it was a good stream. I got a success. So I'll just stop sharing and I'll see you next Thursday, I think. Yeah. All right. Bye bye. Have a good day.